Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to another Friday night evening of Spilla Sports Show. I'm absolutely humbled tonight to have this beautiful young man. He's one of the true gentlemen of our game, former North Queensland Cowboy, former Gold Coast Titan, Hopevale product from the beautiful place up there in North Queensland. Welcome, Brenton Bowen.
Hey, Ray, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, just chilling at home. So, I'm looking forward to the weekend. So, all good.
That's the way, mate. Missing your footy at the moment, BB?
Yeah, I am actually. Normally this time of the year you're watching some footy, but just the way it is with COVID-19. So, just looking forward to May 28th when the footy kicks off again.
Yeah, mate, you're not on your own there. I certainly am too. So we're going far and wide tonight, mate. I know there's some listeners up at Hopevale tonight, the hometown, mate. Very proud of you. We're also going down the southeast corner of Queensland, out west of Mount Isa, up in the NT, even over in England. I'm going to give a shout out to Rowan Lee. Thanks for supporting the show, mate. He's a great work, mate, and I really appreciate his support over in England, and Bobby Goulding as well, the great former English international. Another couple little shout-outs around the place that have been sending messages in. I've been receiving some beautiful messages lately, BB, about the show, and it's very heartwarming. Little Burdekin family down there, the Pez man, Haydos, Jonesy, the Munros. Thanks for supporting the show. It means a lot. Braith, Jarvie, Declan, Dowsons, thank you. And also Vernon, Twinsy, Vero, Jay, the Big Nugget, and Taylor. Thank you for supporting the show, guys. Really appreciate it. Any shout-outs for you, BB, to your fans and supporters, mate?
Thanks for everyone tuning in, especially to the family back at Hopevale. I loved your show, Spilla. Doing good things for rugby league. It is good to see. So.
Thanks, mate. You're too kind. How you going, Benny Ketch is tuned in from Tully. How are you, mate? Chris Cameron, it's me, BB. That's good, mate. So, BB, tell us about you growing up in Hopevale, mate. Obviously, that's where it all began for you. What age did you discover your love for the rugby league game? And tell us about your upbringing.
Yeah, well, obviously grew up in Hopevale, did all my primary school there. And I think I started following like rugby league at the age of 6 or 7 years old. I used to hop on the bus because my dad played for the Mossman Sharks. And I think he played for Ivanhoe as well. But I remember when he went down to Cairns to play for Mossman, and then I used to hop on the bus with him and just go and watch him play. So I reckon about 6 or 7 years old.
That's unreal, mate.
Yeah, and then
how were them bus trips back in the day? They would have been fun and entertaining. Would have been 4 hours, 5 hours from Hopevale to Cairns to play, mate.
Yeah. Well, back then it was because the roads weren't bitumen, so it was just all like gravel road. So so it was pretty long, but I enjoyed it because I got to watch some footy and hang out with my dad.
So when did you start playing junior league, mate?
It wasn't until I went to high school. Up in Hopevale, there wasn't any junior league. It was just sort of backyard footy. And that's where with cousin Matty, every time we'd have backyard footy or backyard touch, we'll always be on the opposite side because we were both like pretty fast. So they said, we want to try and even up the team, so we have me on one side and Matty on the other side. It wasn't until I went to high school that played school footy with at Abergarie, St. Teresa's College, Abergarie. So I did all my high school in there, and so obviously went from under 13s through to the Opens. And I enjoyed my time at Abergarie.
Did you play any junior league, or was it just school footy back then?
School footy up until I was 16, and I went every weekend and make the trip up to Cairns and play for the Cairns Brothers under 16s. We ended up winning the grand final that year as well, which is good. Very rewarding because it was going from Abergowrie. It's about 4 hour drive up to Cairns on the weekend. So it was very tiring, but I did anything for rugby league. I love playing rugby league back then. With your mates, you make new mates as well. So no, it was real good.
That's a big sacrifice, mate. That's a full credit to you and your family to make that happen, mate. Tell us about them backyard games of rugby league with MB1, the great fullback. Was he as cheeky back then as he is now?
Yeah, it's very cheeky. Like the way he is now is the way he was back then. Obviously, like he always had the upper hand because he's Matty. So, and I think he was a year older than us as well. So it's more developed than us young fellas. But it was fun. Like it was good. We always play in the backyard or on the oval after school. All of their cousins, family that were always, that was the theme back then. Back at Hopevale School, where all of us, as soon as school was finished, we didn't just go back home. We just hung around on the oval and just played footy, kicked the footy around. Just did whatever. But we always stayed. We didn't stay at home after school, so we were always out and about. And that didn't just be wasn't on the footy field. It was always, because we had motorbikes back then as well. We'd always go for a drive on motorbikes down to the beach, down to the Allen Beach, or even to Maddie's farm as well, or Maddie's parents' farm. It was good. Yeah, we enjoyed that life back at Hopevale, and I still today I miss it. Like I always miss going back home. I try to get back home once or twice a year because I'm down in Brisbane now, so it does get a lot expensive. When I'm trying to plan a trip home.
Mate, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you quicker than Matty? Were you quicker than Matty?
No, I could 100% say I think Matty was quicker. He was very, very quick off the line. I was more of a slow starter, but I'd sort of finish fast. But yeah, we never really had a race as such, so we don't know who was the fastest. But I put my money on Mango.
Nice, BB. So, mate, you just touched on then you went to school at Abergowrie. You certainly forged out a great reputation for yourself there, mate. Very well respected, very good college also. Does a lot with the communities and rugby league as well, mate.
Yeah.
Then you made the sacrifice going back to Cairns Brothers on the weekends. That's unbelievable, mate. So, but at an early age, you showed a lot of talent at rugby league, and you represented Queensland schoolboys as an under 15 and under 17. That's correct, eh?
Yeah. Well, just touching on Abergowrie, I always look back at my time there, where for that first when I started year 8, for that first 2 to 3 years, 3 weeks. The start of the year for the school, I was like homesick. Like I wanted to go home, because like for that first 2-3 weeks, I just bawled my eyes out. I was so homesick. I just wanted to go home. But my mum, I was on the phone to my mum pretty much every day. I just saying, so look, I want to come home. Put me into a different school. This just feels too far away from home. But my mum said to me, look, just see how you go for the first term. You never know, you might make some friends in the coming weeks. And yeah, so luckily I stayed and made new friends. I made friends, and I'm I'm friends with them today. And I always look back at that. I think, well, if I didn't stay at Abergowrie for that first 2-3 weeks in that year 8, I think, well, what would have happened to me? I probably wouldn't have reached my goals at NRL level. I would have, gone back home. I would have gone to a different school and mixed with a different bunch of blokes and went down the wrong path. But I always look back at that time and think, what could have been. But yeah, like it was under 15s. So I made the Queensland schoolboys team. We went down to Queanbeyan just near Canberra for the Aussie titles. Yeah, so it was pretty fun. Had one of your special guests on the game. Jamie Lowe was in that team as well.
Oh, how good, mate! How good's that?
And then Cameron Smith, he was actually on the bench in that game for that team. So
Jesus, that's a fair side if Cameron Smith's on your bench, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So, BB, who did you represent? Did you represent Northern back then?
Yeah, I represented Northern. It was on the. It was under, I think it was under 15s, but yeah, at Northern. I was spewing because growing up, a few of my cousins, they made the Peninsula side, and I was spewing because I wanted to play for Peninsula because I was from that area. But it was, but I ended up playing for Northern. So.
How good, mate. Then obviously, like you said, you represented Queensland, mate. That must have been an honour for you, this young athletic kid from Hopevale representing Queensland at an early age, pulling on that maroon jersey. You would have watched a lot of state origins as a kid growing up.
Yeah. It was it was a dream come true for me. Like as a 15-year-old, Aboriginal boy coming from a small Aboriginal community, Hopevale, thinking, how good is this? And like it was a dream come true. And then I look at the teams now, and I look back, like you said, Jamie Lowe and now Cameron Smith, and I play alongside those guys who have went on to have a successful NRL careers. I think, oh wow, like how good.
That's unbelievable, mate. So from there, at the state carnivals, you were noticed at an early age. The Cowboys showed some interest. So what year did you end up at the Cowboys?
It was So I signed Cowboys the scholarship at the age of 15. So there it was. Every now and then they'd send up Fila, because the Cowboys were sponsored by Fila back then. So they'd send up Fila boots and training gear. And again I think, oh, how good is this? I think again, coming from the small Aboriginal community, I think, well, and I'm getting noticed by NRL clubs. And I watched the NRL growing up. I was a big Broncos fan. I love the Broncos. Steve Renouf, Willie Kahn, Brenton Sailor, all those blokes that played with the Broncos. And I thought, I wanted to play in the NRL one day. And so when the Cowboys come along, I switched the lines to the Cowboys because they were a North Queensland team, and I was lucky enough to play the Cowboys in 2003.
Yep, you made your debut, mate. Let's talk about it against the Manly Seagulls, 2003 at a young age. Tell us about when you were told you were going to make your debut. Who did you talk to first? Graham Murray, he gave me the call and said, because I was playing I played a few good games, the young guns back then for that first couple of rounds. Although I actually played a trial match too for the Cowboys against the Knights up in Cairns for that preseason. And Graham Murray came the call and said, "Oh, look, you won't be playing on the wing, but we want you in the team because you're playing so well. So we want you to come off the bench." And unfortunately, Tybo injured himself during that game, and Must said, "Oh, you put you on the wing," and I was up against John Hopewadi. So, it was good though. After the game, I remember him coming up to me and said, "Oh, congratulations on your debut, and good luck for the rest of your NRL career." So. And I think I was like, "Oh, how good is this?" John Upawati came up to me and said, "Good game and good luck for the rest of your NRL career." So, mate, tell us about when Muzz gave you the call and said you're gonna make your debut that week. Who did you contact? Mum and Dad straight up, or you would have been proud?
Mum and Dad for sure. They were very, very proud. excited because just like any players, they've got mum and dad in the background, through the grassroots where they look after you, take you to the games and that. So for them to get that call from me, and they were very, very proud. And then, so they come down for the game as well. So it was good to have them there for that game. So and lucky enough, it was at home as well. So so it worked out well for all of us. Yeah.
Mate, you played 51 games of NRL. I think 45 for the Cowboys, and you spent to 2007 at the Cowboys. Tell us about them good times you had at the Cowboys. Who was a good influence with you at the Cowboys, mate?
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed my time at the Cowboys. Well, back then I thought, I'm not going to play for any other NRL club because I love the Cowboys so much. Because again, like that, they're a North Queensland team, in the backyard pretty much. I enjoyed my time. Like that, I always, look back and I think, Matty was a good influence. But we hung around a lot. And pretty much like all the boys actually. They had like certain aspects of like training and the game where they help you out. I know playing alongside Paul Bowman as well. Like he's not a big talker, but when he talks, you listen, because and I learned a lot of him. Especially in defence. When it came to defence, just all those little talks on the field. Whether you need to go out or or tie in, like just that sort of stuff. So I reckon like Paul Bowman as well. Like he was really, he's really really good help.
What about coaches and staff wise, mate? Who really helped you through your younger years and progressing through to the NRL?
Yeah, I'd have to say my school coach, Joe Panizzi. He's
good father, isn't he? Great father.
Herbert River Crushers. Joe Panizzi, like he, especially in the my later years at Abergarie, year 11 and 12, like he coached the first 13, the senior. So I've had him for 2 years, my last 2 years at Abergarie, and he was a real big influence, and I think he had a bit of hand in getting the contract with the Cowboys as well. He was a massive influence, and I think he's still doing. I'm pretty sure he's doing some more there at the Crushers as well.
Yeah, mate, he's the president. He helps out. He does everything, mate. He's one of the best volunteers in our game up here in North Queensland.
Yeah. Well, that's how he was at Abergarie as well. So he started pretty early, and he's doing well for himself.
BB, we got to give a shout out, mate. We got some great suburbs boys online. Andrew Noonan, Lukey Saunders, the big Sunbus, Jace Joinby, Richo. Lukey Saunders gave you a rap here, mate. You're a good man, BB. You're certainly right there.
Yeah, he's a good man, Lukey Saunders.
Big Kimbo down in Brisbane. Thanks again for your support, Kimbo on Tybo. Big Jason Brown up in Cairns. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. A good question here from Andrew Noonan, mate.
Yeah.
What's your most memorable moment in the NRL?
Yeah, it'd have to be the debut. A lot of people dream about playing the NRL. A lot of footy players, and not many of them reach their goal. So I was one of the lucky ones, I suppose. Like there's a bit of luck in it, but also hard work as well. Like all those preseason work, had surgeries as well. Before making my NRL debut, so it'd have to be the debut. And obviously playing alongside Matty as well in the debut match, like two Murrays from Hopevale, in the stage. It was good to actually play my first game with Matty as well.
We'll touch on that soon. Playing with Matty, mate. Shout out to a old housemate of yours. He has said he is faster than you, Jimmy Byra. Great bloke. Hope all's well, Jimmy, with the family down there. You and sis and the kids, mate. Is that true?
Yeah,
Faster than you, Jack?
yeah. I'd say he'd be faster than me now. Like, no, good bloke, Jimmy. Like, I've known him for ages. We've played in the NQ sides back in the day, like schoolboy footy, touch footy as well. So I've known him for a long time and got a lot of time for Jimmy as well.
You would have scored a few tries off him, mate. He's very skillful with his hands, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for someone, back in the day, someone so big, he had those ball skills, the offloads wherever and whenever. Like, yeah, it was crazy. I was actually surprised that it didn't get a gig in the NRL, but yeah, these things happen. Yeah, it was a bit unlucky with me.
So, BB, let's get back on the Cowboys, mate. Let's talk about you playing with the great Matthew. I put up a post when I advertised you were coming on the show. I put a very iconic picture of you and Matty. A few of your family commented on. I thought it was very beautiful.
Yeah.
How much did it mean to you and to him as well to be playing together, mate? Like you said, these two young kids from Hopevale, you've achieved your dream. You're playing with basically your brother right beside you. How good.
Yeah, that's right. And again, I think it started from those backyard footy days in Hopevale. I think in a way we both we were both competitive, but in a way like we was just like friendly, competitive. And I think that sort of helped both of us achieve our goals because we, in a way, like we always wanted to be better than one another. In a good way, but and obviously, like you said, to play my first grade game with Matty was like something special. And then like two of Murray's from Hopevale, and when we go to schools and that now, we say to people like, especially up in the Cape, we think it doesn't matter where you come from, if you want to reach a goal, you can, and we always say home. Well, my uncle told me, he said, home is not going to go anywhere because home is always going to be here. You can always come back and visit your family, visit your friends. You just go and make a living with yourself, and that's stuck with me throughout my footy career, and even down here in Brisbane. I always think, I'm ready to go home, but and I always think back to what my uncle said. Home is always going to be there. You can always just go back for a visit.
Mate, you're a very humble man. You should be really proud. Both you and Matty, mate, exemptional role models for your community. Always held yourself at the top of the tree, mate, and it's full credit to you. I know you both give back a lot to the game as well. So before we touch on a BB, what you're doing now, mate, at the Cowboys, 2007 had come to an end for you there, mate, and you made your way down the coast on the Gold Coast Titans. It was a big move for you, this Hopevale community kid, going to Townsville, then to the big city and the bright lights on the Gold Coast.
Yeah. It was something that I wasn't expecting at the time. I thought I was in 2007. I was playing regular first grade. There was times where I kept Tybo at the game, like Ty Williams, and I was thinking, how good, I'm not how good is this, but I thought, well, I must be doing something right here if Tybo is not playing a regular first grade. I think, and coming to the end of the season, the Cowboys only offered me a 1-year contract, and the Titans offered me 2, and I was thinking, I sort of stewed on the decision for a while, for a week or so, because I really didn't want to go, but at the same time I wanted something like cemented in, like a long contract with the Cowboys. But for some reason they just offered me 1-year contract. So I decided to make the move. But before making the decision, I talked to Matty about it. I talked to my dad about it. I talked to Grant Bell. He was assistant coach at the time at the Cowboys. So it was just like mixed messages from all of them. So I just said to myself, well, because I had a little family back then as well, so needed that security. So moved to the Titans. Spent a couple of years there.
How was that experience, mate?
At the Titans. Yeah, it was like I actually enjoyed my time at the Titans, but and I think back now, I thought, well, the year after 2008, the Cowboys went through like 4 or 5 different wingers, and I thought, well, man, if I stayed, I'll probably still be playing regular first grade, because at the Titans I only played 6 games during that 08 season. So I thought, well, in hindsight, you think, oh, well, I probably should have stayed at the Cowboys. But I look back now, I think, well, you can't really change that. And it probably wouldn't have led me to where I am now, down in Brisbane. But yeah, I guess in saying that, I enjoyed my time at the Titans. You make new friends, and I'm still friends with them today. But yeah, with that, so I would think it was pretty mixed at the Titans, because like I said, only played 6 games in that 08 season. Then 08, 09 just played the full season with the Tweedheads. Yeah.
Mate, then you made your way back north, and I got the pleasure to be associated with you when you arrived at the Northern Pride, mate. How good was that?
It was great. I thought, if I'm going to be, if that's it for me, I want to go somewhere that I enjoy living. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed living on the Gold Coast, but I thought, well, Northern Pride's just there, just on the back door to my home. I thought, I'm going to go home, close to home anyway, and play for the local team up there, Northern Pride. And then obviously your assistant.
As we talk about the Pride BB, one of its best, the Jason Ruse, the pest I call him, has just joined it. Great man he is. Absolutely great.
Yeah. Great man. Yeah. Loves a laugh. Loves a drink as well.
He does, mate. So yes, tell us about the good times you had at the Pride BB. I've got one memory I'll never forgive you with.
What was that?
I think you'll remember this, and I'm sure if Mado's out there watching, he reminds me of it every time we talk about it, mate. You remember when we went on a pre-season camp, we went to Undara?
Yes.
And one of my greatest fears, well, 2 of my greatest fears are heights and snakes.
Snakes, yeah.
Anyway, so we were challenged mentally at the time, and Mado took us up on top of these hills and these high rocks over cliffs and that. And I remember we had to have all these individual photos and that. And it was a bit scary. I was on my hands and knees crawling out on, we were overlooking the cliff.
Yes.
I was taking a photo, come back. I thought that was it. Then we had to get a team photo. And we're lining up around this old shack in this humpy. And at the time, I know I'll never forgive you for this. At the time, you're standing behind me. I was kneeling down the front of the photo. You've picked up this little wobbly bent black stick. And for some reason, I looked at the ground and it was just a shadow of the stick. And you've rubbed it up the back of my calf muscle. And I've screamed like no tomorrow.
Yeah, so I do remember that. For some reason, I just been some like head knocks through my footy career. And I thought, there's some things I just don't remember, But then after people telling me it, just like the story that you just told, it just comes back to me. I was like, oh yes, I remember that now. Some good times.
Oh mate, I've never ever screamed so loud. It was because I was absolutely petrified. Because when we had the team photo, if you remember, it was just after we went down inside the caves, and there was
Yeah,
all
yeah, that's right.
bats in the caves, and they're telling us not to make too much noise. The snakes will come out soon. I'm thinking, what the hell are we doing here? What's this got to do with rugby league?
Yeah, it was a good. I remember the preseason we had just outside of Gordonville as well. I can't remember what the camp was, but yeah, I can't remember, but
That was Jarrigan, up the back of Jarrigan camp.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so down the Mulgrave River, back of the Mulgrave River, mate. It was
that's
fantastic.
right. Yeah. So I remember that one, but yeah, it was that was pretty tough that preseason. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed being back in Cairns, close to home, and obviously got to play some footy with pride as well.
You certainly did, mate. You certainly did.
Yeah, yeah, but I was aspiring too because the boys made that play the grand final and won that year with Shepard, the captain. Yeah, so I was feeling I missed out on that, but it wasn't to be. So.
Yeah. So BB, touching on that, mate, you retired from playing the game at quite an early age.
Yeah, that's right. Because well, I had some like niggling injuries. Obviously closer to the end of my career. And then there was one particular thing where I think it was in 2012, 2013, where I had a benign tumor on my optic nerve. Yeah, so that obviously, went and got checked up with the doctors and specialists. At the time, they didn't know what it was, like whether I was losing cataracts or something like that. But after getting a MRI scan, so yeah, they found a tumor on my optic nerve. So it was causing me to go blind in both eyes because of the pressure of the tumor putting on the optic nerve. So went and got some surgery. So they cut it out, and then within five days, I got my vision back. Yeah, but it was a pretty scary time. So that's what I said to Mato. I said, "Oh, look, I'm just going to give footy away, and concentrate on my family and my health." But yeah, so obviously, like it came back a year later. But again, like it wasn't cancer; it was just a benign tumor, but it had an active cell in it. So I had to go back for some more surgery, and then after that, they flew me down to Melbourne to get some radiation treatment. Yeah, so just to zap it, so just to stop the growth. And then yeah, after that, so it was ever since then it's been sweet. But I'm on permanent medication for the rest of my life, so yeah, that's something that I have to take care of. So.
I'm extremely happy to hear you're in good health, mate. You certainly battled that little challenge at the time, and always say good people always find a way to win, mate. And you're certainly up there with the best of them. How you going, Justin Dolan? Hope all is well. Another teammate from Edmonton there, saying hello to you, BB. I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Steel Retchless. He played a lot of great rugby league himself, a lot of Super League, played a little bit of NRL. He's he's an official sponsor of the show now, BB. Brick Lane, official beer, mate. Thank you very much, Steel. So, BB, tell us now, mate, what you do. You're in an ambassador role for Deadly Choices, mate, and is that part of the Gold Coast Titans?
No, well, so with Deadly Choices, they come under Institute for Urban Indigenous Health. So Ian Lacey and Karen Lander, they're my boss, so to speak. So they look after the Deadly Choices side of things. So so Deadly Choices is obviously all about making deadly choices with your healthy living and you're being active. So I'm enjoying my role with Deadly Choices. So obviously, a lot of our work is with going to schools, delivering some daily choices program. But it's not only with the school. So we've got the Work It Out program as well. So it's for clients that don't have have like a chronic disease or chronic injury. So so they go along to that with our exercise physiologists, and just sort of, it's kind of like a rehab kind of thing where they're working on different muscles, with the legs or the arms, just to help them along. And also we've got the elders games as well. So that's where all the elders over the age of 50 come together and play some games. So that could be like darts, bowls, hole in the wall, bowling. So it's pretty fun, and it's very rewarding as well. So I'm enjoying every bit of it. But obviously, at times, with COVID, it's very limited to what we can do. So a lot of our content is more to do with the online space now, with Facebook and Instagram, and they've just created a TikTok page as well.
I see that, mate. They say good people attract good people, and you work with another two gentlemen of our game, Preston Campbell and Big Petro Seven, mate. That must be exciting for you.
Yeah, it is very, very exciting. I played a bit of footy with Presto at the Titans. I obviously played against Petro every now and then. And then, they're good blokes, real good blokes. And then obviously Pearl as well, Steve Renoff. It was, I looked up to him.
How's that go for you, BB? You're working with your idol. How good?
Yeah. I was stoked. Like that first few weeks, I just kept pinching myself. I was thinking, again, like this little Murray from Hopevale, working alongside one of the best centers of the game, Steve Renoff. Like I said, I just pinched myself, thinking, how good is this? Is this really real? But yeah, like they're all good blokes. And then obviously we got Willie Tonga there as well. He's top bloke as well, Willie. Like we we talk a lot as well, Willie, and it's been great. But I've been working from home, obviously with my medical history. So with the medical history with the benign tumor, so my immune system's very low. So the doctor said, I have to just work from home during these times. So once everything goes back to normal, I'll go, obviously, like just like anyone else, just go back to the normal life of working.
How good, mate. I'm going to open up. I've got a few questions here from our viewers, mate. I'm going to do another couple of shout-outs. You got two big fans in Cairns. I know they're mates of yours. They're both mates of mine as well. Danny Ma, I know he was excited about you coming on. Shout out to Dan. And Rob White, our greatest manager in rugby league. How good a bloke is Whitey, mate? I know he was very happy to hear you coming on the show.
Yeah, good bloke, Whitey. I got a lot of time for him. I think the first time I think this might have been the Northern under-16s, under-17s, and then he was our manager for Queensland under-17s, and then under-19s, the Queensland under-19s. So, and then obviously with the Northern Pride. So, I've spent a lot of time with Whitey in the football circle. So, good bloke. Got a lot of time for Whitey.
Paulie Desault, mate, one of your ex-teammates has just jumped on. PD, absolute legend himself, one of the truly good guys of the game, BB, you are. Beautiful.
Start with PD.
Mate, I got a question here from Pete down at North Sydney. Was there a game that for the Cowboys young guns when you scored 4 tries in the first half?
I think it was. I can't remember if it was South Logan or Comets. Well, Comets back then, but it's Capras now. I think. I think it might have been South Logan actually. It was up in Townsville. We put a big score on them as well. And I was a goal kicker back then as well. For the young guns, I think from memory, I think it was like 40 32 points or something like that. Or 30. Oh, sorry, 38 points it was in the game. Yeah, which I was like pretty happy about, obviously.
Jesus, mate, that's a good day out at the office.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like we scored like 62 points or something like that on for South. Well, yeah, South Logan. So they weren't really good back then, but obviously they've picked up now. So they're all all going good now. So yeah.
What do you think about the game today, BB? Obviously, you love the game and you still follow it, mate. Are the Cowboys still the favourite team, or do you have a soft spot for a couple others? And who's your favourite player?
Yeah, Cowboys, Cowboys at heart. I love the Titans as well, obviously because they play for them, and I've got a soft spot for the Bronx as well because they were my first team, and I just like to see all the Queensland teams do well. Yeah, and favourite player would have to be Kalen Ponga. Yeah, he's a freak.
He certainly is, mate. He certainly is, BB. Mate,
Yeah.
have you got a message out there for any young junior footballers that are listening tonight? Any bit of good advice you could share with them?
Yeah. Well, I said that sort of earlier. It doesn't matter where you're from, where you come from. If you've got a goal, and doesn't matter if it's rugby league, AFL, want to be a doctor or whatever. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you've got a goal, just work towards it. There's a lot of sacrifices though you have to make, and I know I remember at the Cowboys where there'd be 18th birthdays, the 21st birthdays that I had to miss out on. So there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make, to reach your goal. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter where you come from. And I look at guys like, sorry, just one more thing. It doesn't matter if you're not making the rep teams. That's not the be all and end all. I look at guys like Billy Slater. He's one of those blokes that didn't make much rep teams going through the junior league or junior rep teams, and he's obviously he's gone on to be one of the best fullback, if not the best footballers in the game, just by determination. He wanted to play in the NRL. Like he wanted to play for Queensland, wanted to play for Australia. So yeah, just it doesn't matter where you come from, and you just got to have the will. Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. So, BB, just one more thing, mate. You been playing a few games for the International Legends League. It's good to see you back on the field. Will we be seeing you more next year when it's up and running again?
I hope so. I think it's a really good concept. I enjoyed my time playing for the Cairns All Stars. I got to play alongside the Tassel boys, and through the old teammates like Shep and Tybo and Shy, Ruzi, Andre. So it's good fun. I hope they have like an annual thing up in Cairns. But yeah, I'd love to be involved again. Whether it's down here in southeast Queensland or it doesn't matter. I still love the game. I'd still play if I could, week to week. But I think one game a year is good for me. I think it's good for everyone, I reckon.
Mate, it's been an absolutely honour tonight. Like I said, absolutely privileged to have you on the show, a true gentleman of our game. I'm very fortunate to call you as a good mate. I absolutely love catching up with you, mate. Just seeing you in general, whether it's footy or whatever. Is there one message you just love to say out there to all your fans and supporters over the time?
Just want to thank everyone for their support, whether it's through footy or just life in general. Appreciate every single one of you. So.
Well, thanks again, BB. Appreciate you taking time out from your beautiful family, mate. I really do. All the best moving forward. Stay in good health, brother, and I can't wait to see you again soon, champion.
Thank you. See you again, Spilla. Thanks again, mate.
Kaboom, baby. Don't forget it. Kaboom.
Kaboom.
I love it, brother. Love it. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for tuning into Spilla Sports Show on this beautiful Friday evening. Don't forget the competition out there. Like, share every post. Go into the draw on Monday Night Live on Spilla Sports Show. I'll be drawing the winner for a night's accommodation at the beautiful Mercure Inn in Townsville. Stay tuned, guys. I've got an announcement coming up later on this weekend. I've got a special one-on-one interview on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock at the special time. Something a little bit different. Still involved with sport. He was a great kickboxer, and he survived a serious shark attack. So I'm going to be welcoming Glenn Dixon to come on the show and talk one-on-one with Spilla. Very interesting story, very inspiring story from another gentleman himself. So once again, stay beautiful, stay tuned, guys. Kaboom!